Welcome back, my lovely fiends. I have one last festival gameplay for you, and then about 9 ranked games to show you. So this will be kind of like my first episode of Labrynth the Masters, and I'm just going to show you a fun one first, and then we'll get into the sweaty ones, even though this one was pretty fucking sweaty. I mean, the silver lining of this event was like it did really teach me really good solid chaining mechanics, which is what you're going to need to use to get up and ranked with Labrynth. So I get out, Lady, he has a big welcome. I just put in Dogmatic up for now. Obviously we can't eradicate her, right? But I do happen to have the Ku Klok. He pops the Ariana in my hand. I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to use Dogmatica to pop his entire front row. Yeah. GG. So that's a nice quick one. So let's go right to a ranked one. Like I said, I interestingly enough, maybe I shouldn't spoil anything about my deck list changes, but so I for this episode, right, for this first episode of Labrynth to Master, I am not using furniture. I traditionally have not used furniture for like ever since I did maybe right when the deck first came out, right, a Master Duel, and I was trying to toy around with it, and I liked it, had potential, but it was still like it felt like minusing, which it still does sometimes, but it's so much better with Lady and Big Welcome. These two cards right here, right? I see that this guy's going to be playing some kaiju stuff. I'm like, ooh, I haven't seen this in a long time outside of like what the Master Saga series of DZ on YouTube. So I'm like, uh-oh. And yeah, this card has traumatized players of for where you put your monsters, right? In the main monster zone, you got to watch out for where you put it. I haven't seen a relinquished anima English anima in forever. I felt that one for sure in my colon. So it kind of made me use compost, which I would have much have rather saved for later. As you'll see, if I just would have had Lovely here, I probably would have been chilling. But you also see what's up in his hand. I have the Ash. I really like running Ash now in this meta. Yeah, he kaijus me anyway. And then he has that big one. He's about to get the effect off. Good thing I have Imperm. None of that, right? So he beats over my guy, but keep in mind there's kaiju counters, and oh yeah, I also Lady on the end phase, so that's really solid if I'm able to set something. But this guy has an effect. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I could remove the kaiju counters from the field spell and clone this guy, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Summon Ariana, get my field spell. I actually don't know why. Oh yeah, because a big welcome. I thought it would trigger one of their effects, but I guess not. And he just surrenders because he could calculate. That's game on board with the token. So, GG, loser. Next. Yeah, this is that was kind of a curveball. That might have been like a Diamond 5 or Diamond 4 gameplay. That I should probably say where we start around here. It's right around Diamond 5, Diamond 4, because I actually demoted when I was in Diamond 4 back to Diamond 5. So either way, this is going to be like the Diamond 5, Diamond 4 climb gameplay. And here's a mirror match in ranked. So there is Eradicator, right? Like, this is a thing. But I did open, some pretty good cards here in double evenly. Anyway, main phase, battle phase, end of battle. I imperm that, so that's really good that I also happen to have the imperm ED barriers just to, get all this stuff out so you could banish that. And because he used those effects, I'm able to just get Lady out, which is really sick in the mirror. Very sick in the mirror match, actually. So set my evenly just to protect her. I typically don't like setting my evenly matches. I like holding my in my hand in case I'm able to remove my front row or anything else, which happens a lot, especially now in the meta where everyone's running Harpies and Lightning Storm. But yeah, I do that little trick to set the field and then activate it, because you could do that with normal spells and field spells, and I think continuous spells, just not quick plays. So to get my Lord out. And I also am able to get out, Lady. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm just going to plan on OTKing him or go into Zeus. I think I could have. I don't know if I welcomed. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. If you didn't welcome, right, like I did here, I have access to a zombie XZs, because you're usually locked into Fiends. But the strat is sometimes if you rely on big welcome, you could see my extra deck. I got Draglubion and then this dude. So I literally OTK people sometimes on turn 3 or 4, depending on what they got. But I decided to go for the safer play of Lancelot to get a direct hit no matter what, and a negate. It's not a if or when, or it's a when. So like I have to use it. So I have to negate that, send an attachment, attack. Because I attacked, you know what's gonna happen. The Almighty Zeus. Yeah, that's it. I just hit on Zeus, and that was GG. That's enough for a branded hater to hate that shit. So, number 4. Oh yeah, you can see these are Diamond 4, Diamond 5. If they're Diamond 5, this is probably when I was climbing back up from being demoted. Which I noticed has been like pretty like uncompetitive. I think it's like all the cases for like the Platinum 5, Diamond 5, Master 5, because I don't think you could de-rank, right, or demote below those. I know that's the case for Master, and I'm not sure for Diamond, but it was just like relatively uncompetitive, I thought. Like at least it was a curve to me, right? Like Diamond 5 was a joke, and then Diamond 4 was like, oh, this shit is serious. And yeah, this is when I had Super Poly. I'm still bouncing back and forth between whether or not I want Super Poly in this deck. I could see its usefulness. Not in this instance, because I just banished it with the, I think, was that an Imperm? That was pretty ballsy of me to do that. I guess I knew it was going to be a mirror match because of the, whatever, I think they pitched something. Or no, I don't know. I just figured. So I attack him with these. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Are we going to do something? Like, are you not Labrynth? Like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's Trap Trick. So I'm going to maxi that. He has the Crossout Designator. I set one, gets that out. He has triple tack. I ashed that. He has Gravedigger's Trap Hole, dude. And he just surrenders anyway. I guess this guy bricked. Yeah, so next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Trap Tricks is a weird matchup. That probably wasn't the most competitive showcase of them. But it's interesting. So it really kind of does depend on who goes first. But I did notice, and I will give a little bit of spoiler whenever I release my deck list or the next episode, I do put in the side frames, and those go ham. Also, this is an argument for why you should have Ash in Labyrinth now. Oh, this is when I switched to furniture. Okay, so now I can say it. Yeah, I did eventually switch to furniture, and it was just better for me, because guess what? If you have a deck in Master Duel that could run literally all hand traps and then some just to round out the 40, you're chilling, right? So... and eventually I do take out the Super Poly for that side frame I mentioned, which put in a lot of work. Ghost Spell as well. This is a really, really good meta for Ghost Spell. Obviously, when Cash comes around, take this out. But it's pretty solid for now. I wouldn't do 3, but maybe 1 or 2. Splash them in with your Ashes. See how you like them. A lot of effects that it could shut down. It could actually shut down, as you'll see in a future video, probably next episode, it shuts down Big Welcome. Even if they're not summoning from the grave, just because it mentions that effect, right? Like Ash, right? If they just mention that effect, boom, you could negate that. And side frame is cracked because it's not once per turn. So if somebody ashes the side frame, you could just do it again. Like the next time they have an ability you want to negate and pop. So there's Ash going ham again. Madolche looks like we're going against. And I end phase set welcome just so I could have it on my standby or draw. Or just whenever I could fire it this turn, which is good because he's able to negate that with effect failure. I was like, interesting. Whenever I see effect failure, it always raises my eyebrow. I'm like, oh, are they like a synchro deck or what's going on here? Maybe it's like a Lost World line or something. I don't know. I never use that card because it always hurts my brain. But I think it's an amazing card to use to find stuff out of your deck. And I'm just gonna compulse this. Grab something to set with Lady, so my Lady's protected. Something bounce, so I'm going to pop something. I think I opt to pop the Continuous, just because it seems like it's generating him a lot of advantage. And if he's struggling, which I know Madolche can break, oh, that's where Verniself comes in. I instantly maxi on that. I'm like, whoop. I know he's going to be special summoning a lot. So he does opt to take the maxi challenge. I don't know what he thinks he's going to accomplish with Madolche. I know they have stuff to like shuffle, but like I really don't think they could OTK. Especially if I draw in a coup clock. Now, I use it, right? Granted, I should use it, right? It should have been for one of these two. Definitely for IDP, but I think I did it a little too early. I should have waited. That wasn't the final exes that they do, right? He's going to go into one more bigger one, and that's when I should have just IDP'd that to just, like, make him cry and uninstall, right? Yeah, the tiramisu. Yeah, this one. This is what I think, if you guys ever go against the, you know, the stray tiramisu, you could totally do that. And, yeah, he realizes, look at my hand. I mean, Maxi's a balanced card, right? Anyway, next one. Oh, boy. So, yeah, I think this is now when I immediately, as soon as I switched to furniture, I, like, won, like, the 4 games in a row in Diamond 5. And then went back up to Diamond 4. And then I kind of had to prove myself now with this new, you know, version of the deck, the furniture, which probably is pretty cracked right now, I have to admit. And there you go. I know what I'm going against because I see the Lord of Heavenly Prison. I know he can't pop my back row, right? As long as he's revealed. This is the classic. He welcomes, boom. Ash for Jaw, dude. Yeah, this is Ash and Ghost Spell are very, very solid. I'm glad I drew Ash. And I drew Ash again, so that means next turn he's not going to be able to welcome again. And I know what this feels like. There's previous videos I uploaded on my channel. Ooh, IDP. Oh, that's what Ghost Spell's for. Negates IDP and Big Welcome, but I have Ash anyway for next turn, which is just incredible. And yeah, he shotguns Dogmatica as soon as I, you know, put in Labrynth, because people know, again, in the mirror match, this will generate you so much advantage, and typically the person who has the field spell wins. Typically. Unless you maybe happen to just draw an Eradicator, right, for turn. That changes things. Well, actually, I don't go for Eradicator here. That is interesting. Oh, because he was going to pop it anyway with Intis. I was like, oh, interesting. Or maybe I didn't know that he was going to pop that, but I figured that that's a good thing to have in Grave, because I love that graveyard effect. It's so useful. I might take out the compulses because it almost just does it. It adds a little bit more steps to it, but in the furniture build, like, you're able to consistently use both of its effects to either bounce your own or any of your opponent's cards. So bouncing I try to remember which one was not the welcome or what was just like a utility trap to bounce. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter because I have Imperm, I have the field spell, and I have an Ash. So I'll be able to revive something out of my graveyard. Boom, Ash the Big Welcome. I know he's mad. He's going to crash. I'm going to do this. So it didn't mean the game was over. I could still be destroyed by battle, I'm pretty sure, just not card effect or targeted when I get out the other one. Let's see. Was this the mirror match we just watched? Yeah. Yeah. So let's go to numbers, 8? We got 8, 9, 10 left. Yeah, I think it just raged. Rightfully so, right? I ashed and ghost spelled all this stuff, and that happened to me before. I remember there was a game I think I uploaded on this channel that I had, like, a Sorcerer player bricked, quote unquote, but opened 3 ashes, and I literally couldn't play the game. Oh, here's something against, what is this, Tier Limit? Or Punk? Some bullshit. Yeah, I'm glad he milled the grass. This one was pretty nutty. I actually remember this one. I do kind of misplay a lot. Bear with me, right? They got a long-ass fucking turn. Takes forever, which will be a hint at how this game goes. So they typically do this combo, right? Go in the Vampire, eat one of your guys. This was, interesting to me, the cross sheet, but yeah, he's going to fusion, I guess, with the Thunder Dragon, right? So he gets that advantage. You know, Chaos Ruler is a bounce card. He goes right to Chaos Punisher, which is probably sometimes an indicator that this guy's a little greedy, because usually you want to wait until, at least if you're going second, right, to do this type of shit. And this is also greed, right? Dugaris, special summon another one. So he's going to go through his entire fucking deck. And look at my hand. I literally didn't open any of the hand traps. I think at this point, I had like maybe 2 or 3 Maxi, 2 or 3 Ash, the Ghost Spell that you saw before. I run 3 Imperm, but at least Super Poly did come in clutch in this game. This is one instance. I don't think it's a bad card, especially in the furniture build. And it was pretty solid in this instance because its effect, you know, lets me take the highest attack on the field. So I could have just rickrolled him, you know what I mean? Like, just completely fucked his shit up. And I had a bunch of options here. I was thinking if I normal summon her, Ariana, I could bring out the lady and then immediately special summon the lady, and I could, I think I mentioned this last game, I could Xyz into the Draglubion and then the this guy and just have 9k and just beat over his 700. But again, I was thinking Psychic and Punisher just shouldn't be left up on the field. It's crazy, right? When he has lower life points than me, he's unaffected, etc. So I think I do just opt the Pot of Extra, so I'm not going to rely on that extra deck move. Anyway, I use Starry Venom's other effects so that I could actually also be unaffected when I'm at lower life and pay life and then do the difference, so just getting a little bit of attack. And I do opt to do exactly what I said and bring out the lady. So I actually have this live play, and yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Again, I just said he's unaffected, right, when he's lower than me. I should have bounced probably the face down. I should have bounced the face down for sure, if I don't know what it is, because it was Solic anyway. But then I do his actual Psychic and Punisher effect to banish it anyway, so it didn't matter. Kind of. I could have used that to bounce any one of these. Probably the Dugaris. Maybe not. It's hard to know. You don't want to bounce any of these except for the Psychic and Punisher, because I want to hit him with the life. I should have bounced the Cross Sheep, because if I wasn't going to attack with anything besides the Starting Venom, yeah. So beat over the Psychic End, that's easy. But then bounce the Cross Sheep, because he could still use that on the next turn, which is probably what we're about to see. He skips main phase 1 because of Dugaris, but he still has Punk plays. So we're going to see what he goes into. I ashed out immediately because I'm not letting him mill a shit ton, but I did it wrong. He just chain blocked, right? I couldn't stop the Shizu mill. Here comes Rukalos, and I should have fired off the... when I saw him fusioning, right, when he was activating those effects in Graveyard, I should have shotgunned this. And I also misplayed. I should have... when I used Super Poly, I didn't realize he milled with the Shizu cards or whatever. He milled my Necrovalley. And then I pitched the field spell for Super Poly. I should just pitch the Metaverse and held on to the field spell, activate that now, so that I could have had the big welcome, pop one of his cards, probably the Cross Sheep, so you wouldn't have gotten the advantage off of that. And before, obviously, Rukalos got out there, because I could have popped, one. It's just, yeah, I misplayed super, super bad, and I was kicking myself for this, because Eradicator isn't going to do anything against him. If anything, it might help him because he has a tier engine in there. As we see, he's going in on Nightmare Unicorn. So he's going to opt to shuffle this in. Good, because I get the use out of Eradicator, and I'm able to set another deep area in there. It wasn't over, right? Like, it's not like I have enough. Like, I should be fine. He's not going to... I'm calculating this. I don't think he could OTK me. He's going to try to, because he has to attack with this one. I don't know. I'm doing the math. He comes pretty close to it. He might have been able to. But again, I misplayed severely, but it didn't even matter because, like I said, time is your best friend and your worst enemy, right? So Konami was like, "No, we got you on this one, G. You all good. You all good." That was our time one. So we're going to game number 9. Let me plug in my PC here. Just draining out a battery because of how long that fucking game took. And let's see here. We're going first, which is and Necrovalley. Oof. Yeah, this is gonna be the Necrovalley showcase, guys. Like, I'm telling you, you'll see this in my deck list. I still am a fan of this. Obviously, it's not gonna be good in Kashtira. Take it out when cash comes. But for now, it's extremely good, and it just wins you games. This is the only Floodgate I play, and I've used Metaverse, so I'm not like sluggish or feel slow, like, and that I'm not doing anything. But yeah, I am able to. I think I opened did I open this Eradicator? I was talking to someone. Oh, I did. Feels bad, man. I know my friends are like, "Oh, it's so broken. They need to ban this card." And it's like, Meanwhile, you saw the last game with the Ishizu's, the Chaos Ruler, the Fairy Tale Snow. But yes, Eradicator is totally the problem. I see that I pop a Ghost Spell, so I'm like, I think I'm good to just... I know that besides myself, I didn't see what he was going to have. Besides myself, I think I'm the only lab player that runs Ghost Spell. So, yeah, I figured that it was safe to just Eradicator, and that was enough to get the Malding and just instantly surrender. So, yeah. Not saying it isn't a balanced card, but there are a lot of other problem cards, right? Besides limiting Eradicator to 1. Like there's the entire tier line. There's the Shizu line, Fairy Tail, Block Dragon, Snow, Grass. I mean, all those enable Grass. So I think all those should get hit before Grass. But yeah, Maxi. Oh, I mean, how could I forget, right? Maxi's at 3, but Eradicator's at 1. Anyway, he ashes that, so Maxi could stay in the game, right? Because you can ash that at any time. I think you could Psy-Frame that, right? You could Gamma that. But we got a Sword Soul matchup. I'm like, okay. I don't mind this. It's a nice change of pace. I've never really hated the Sword Soul matchup, besides the fact that here's another ban card they shouldn't have. Arch Nemesis Protos. Fuck that card. That card should never have been printed. And yeah, it's extremely annoying that they could just call Dark, not destroy themselves, and prevent you from special summoning Dark. But anyway, in a battle phase. So we're probably not going to see any of that Protos this time. But yeah, it feels good to have Lady set 4. Like, I'm chilling, bro. I'm straight chilling. So back to him. I get the Ariana out. He's going to try to negate. I'm actually going to bring out Labrynth, bounce that, so I still get my effect off. I search the Coup Clock. Pop one in the hand. Activate the Coup Clock. I forgot for which one. Was it the IDP? I forgot which one I set off of Lady. Yeah, IDP. So yeah, that was overkill. That was yeah, that was that all of our games? We got through those pretty quickly. Yeah, so thanks for staying in here, guys. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm already at 20 minutes. Sorry, this will be a little bit of a longer gameplay. I did want this to be shorter, but yeah, I'll see you later, my lovely fiends. Stay fiendish or whatever the fuck. I don't know. We'll figure it out in outro, guys. Have a good one. See ya.